How's everybody doing? So, I know you probably can't see me that great, but I'm driving, obviously, and that's the best I can give you right now. But I figured I should probably come on here, just kind of introduce myself and give you a little rundown of what's coming. So, everybody's been telling me for a while now, like, hold on, let me try to make this better. Everybody's been telling me for a while that, you know, the stuff I do quite a bit of extracurricular, side jobs, hobbies that, you know, I've picked up over the years. It's been a lot of my life. 37 years old. I literally feel like I started working when I was 7 years old. So I appreciate that, though, because of that work ethic that I was taught. It's given me an opportunity to put all that hard work and knowledge that I've learned, you know, into my own life to create success, you know, for myself, my family. I got 2 daughters, a wife, a beautiful home that without these talents and hard work and the drive and determination to live through life, you know, you ain't getting that stuff. So, and, you know, that's all based on a huge support system. You got to have friends. You got to have, obviously, family. And you have to appreciate those things. You have to reach out to those people when you need them and be there for them when they need you. So, you know, my name's Aaron. Some people call me AA Ron, so that's kind of why I put that on there. And, you know, what you're going to see over the time with this channel is just a variety of different things. You know, I always try to make great stuff with ideas and ways and possibilities to get these items for yourself at a much lower price. You know, sometimes it takes a little bit of ingenuity, a little common sense, and it's like, you know, I guess I have to give you some sort of examples. I got a pond in my backyard, and I wanted a fountain. So you'll see later on, I'll show you a video where I made my own fountain. You know, these fountains are between 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 and up. And basically for like $100, and you could make a fountain that I'm pretty sure you'd be pretty impressed with it. But once again, this is just something I thought of and went to the store, put a few things together, and came up with. You know, that's just one example. The first big project you're going to see is going to be my 2014 Ram. I wanted a truck for a long time, but because of my work, I commute a lot. So as far as gas goes and, you know, having a nicer vehicle, I give you an idea, I commute 74 miles one way to work every day. So it's a long day. It's an hour and a half drive minimum. But we live in the lovely Midwest, where you have city of Chicago traffic every single day. It never stops. It never ends. So some days it's 2 hours. Some days it's 3. Wintertime, I've spent 4 or 5 hours just getting to work. You know, and then you still put in your 8 or 10 or 12. Which makes for a super long day. But, you know, that's the life we choose. I'm not complaining about that. I chose that life because that was the way I had to do it in order for me to be successful in the industry that I worked in. So, the jobs, we live in Indiana. I travel to Illinois every single day. I've been doing it now for, it feels like forever, but let's just say 15 years. And doing so, you miss out on a lot. Like I said, I got 2 daughters. In a blink of an eye, now they're 15 and 18. She's about to be 19 next month. And, it's like, some days I tell myself, what the hell happened? It's like, oh, you were sitting in a car, idiot. And life just, it flies by. So you got to take every moment and pay attention and pick and choose what you want to invest your time into. And that's kind of like going back to what I was saying about starting works at, such an early age, because we have a family business, and it was fun, we'd go there in the summer and pick up trash and paint poles and whatever. And at the end of the day, we'd get a couple bucks. It doesn't seem like it's work, but it was, and having that work ethic, I swear, I think I was probably 11, 12 years old when we lived in our house.
In 1 mile, turn left on West 109th Avenue.
Sorry, that's my driving secretary. I drive so much, I always know where I'm going. I just like to use her for the updates, Waze. It's a great app. I like to know what's coming up ahead. So, anyway, 11, 12 years old, I remember telling my mom, I want to start my own little lawn business, and she, well, you can't do that, blah, blah. But I did, and I was mowing a few lawns. I printed up a sign, made my own little deal. And, that's what we did when we were younger. I'm not that old, but, there wasn't no GoFundMe and donate money to me because I want to play this. No, you went out there and you worked for it. You sold raffle tickets on your bicycle, delivered newspapers, whatever. And all that stuff, it starts off at a young age.
Turn left on West 109th Avenue.
Oh man, I might have to turn her off. But you put that towards your next steps in life. So, you could wake up and deliver a paper, but when there's a man that's worked his whole life and now he's retired at 70 or 65 or whatever years old, he's up at the crack of dawn.
In 1.9 miles, turn right on Calumet Avenue.
He wants his newspaper, He he's relying on that. So you don't show up at 8:05. You show up at, the papers come at 6 in the morning in your driveway. You should be out there putting them in the bags, and get them out there as soon as you can. We rode our bikes in the wintertime doing that. Me, my brothers, everybody. But I'm rambling on about that. But the bottom line, guys, is like, life is tough. It really is. It's never going to get easier. It starts off, you think it sucks when you're young. It's like, oh, I don't want to go to school and I don't want to do this. But it doesn't change. School turns into work. That turns into a career. That turns into your life. Every single day you have to do it. And it doesn't end. It gets harder. Challenges get bigger. And you have to be able to stay strong enough to work through all that. And, when you get to a point and you get older, challenges come, and you got to be there. You can't give up. You try so hard every single day. As soon as you think you got things figured out, something else happens. Always. Even simple things like, oh, what are we doing today? Nothing. All right, I'll be home. Halfway home. Well, so-and-so had a bad day at school, and we're going to have to sit down and talk to her. Okay, well, guess we're not going out to eat. We're going to deal with our family. And, you have to, when you make a decision to become a parent, you have to be there. There's no half-ass, and that all starts just like everything along the way. You can't half-ass anything. If you half-ass anything, you might as well not even do it. Because if you give half of your effort, so many people put in half the effort and expect a huge result.
Turn right.
And you ain't gonna get a big result. And the only one to blame for that is yourself. So, I've always, no matter what I do, whether it's make my bed or
Turn right
clean a
on
car,
Avenue.
100 to 120% all the time. And great things will happen if you live that way. You'll start off one job as let's just use me as an example. I started off as a diesel mechanic, trailer mechanic. That job took me to being a foreman. That foreman job took me to being a manager. And then I left that company and went to be a manager for another.
Quarters of a mile. Turn left on
And I left that company and now I'm like a project safety manager for a manufacturing company. And it's like, you think that all happened because I put in half the effort? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. People come over, new people, neighbors, whatever, they see you, they look at you, you're younger, they look around like, oh, you must be rich, your family must have had money, and it's not the case. You want to dissect it down, whatever. People all made their own path. And, my parents, they were fortunate because of their hard work, because of the hard work they put in. They made a great life for themselves. They also taught us all this work ethic to have, work your ass off and be successful. And you will. If you work hard, you will be successful. And, that's the whole problem these days is, you see these kids and, the way that they've poisoned them with this technology life that, the kids don't even realize is those things that they stare at all day long, which are these phones. It's like the most important tool that you could have in your toolbox. There is no longer, in 2021, there is no longer the excuse available to say, I don't know how.
3.6 miles.
I didn't know how. I don't know. Because you can Google it, you can YouTube it. There's nothing in the world that you can't look up. But you know what? They can show you a TikTok video or Snapchat. I always call them Tic Tacs. My kids laugh at me. But whatever. And that's it. But it's like, hey, why don't you go outside and do this and do that? Or I could show you all sorts of stuff. But you think they want to learn? No. Because they want to see what's next. Because you have what these people call themselves as influencers. It doesn't necessarily mean it's good. There's bad influences all over life. All over. And these bad influencers are rich. And this is what kids now think is normal. Like, oh, I just gotta, do what this person says. All they did is start making jokes and knocking down poles and doing stupid shit. And now they're married. And now they're successful. And now they're rich. Look at, he's got a Ferrari. But that means nothing. And they don't appreciate it because they didn't work hard for it. It was given to them off of bullshit. So when people come over, like, oh, must be nice. I used to stick up for myself. Be like, you know what, man? I worked my butt off for this, and I would sit there and talk for 10 minutes and try to explain, you know, just to try to show them who I was. It wasn't about anything else. And at this point in my life, though, dude, you want to come at me and say, must be nice, I'm going to tell you, it sure the hell is. It sure the hell is. Because I've earned it. I've earned everything I have. I put in the work to get it. I came up with ideas to get it in cheaper ways. Yeah, it may look like $1 million, but it cost me 100, maybe 1,000, but not 1 million. But it looks like 1 million because if I did it, I'm going to do it 100%, 120%, and I take pride in it. You know, I'm a very passionate person. Some of that passion has got me into trouble, you know, like my passion. A lot of people confuse passion with anger, and I'm not an angry. I mean, I can get angry, trust me, if I have to. But I'm passionate, pretty much about the important things: my job, my career, my family. Obviously, you know, every single day, no matter what, I always make sure I go home. I go home first. I walk in that house. I give my wife a kiss. I give my kids a kiss. Pet my dogs before I do my next thing. Now, every single day I'm doing something, trust me. But you got to take those 5 minutes. How was your day? It was whatever. But you know what? At least I asked. At least I gave him the moment. Said, Dad, you know what? It really sucked. And you got 5 minutes to talk about it? Sure, I'm here. But if that doesn't happen, whatever. You gave him an opportunity. You didn't just, hey, babe, I'm going out with the guys. I'm going to the bar. And you show up at midnight, you know, everybody's in bed. That's never been a life I chose. I love my wife so much. I love my daughters so much. There ain't a damn day that could go by where I wouldn't want to see them or come home to them. Now, my life hasn't always been perfect. Has there been days where I was angry? Obviously. Has there been times I came home mad? Of course there has. You know, because you know why? That's life. That's what, you can't plan it. It just happens. But you got to be there. You got to have the people in your corner to support you through those bad days. If your friends aren't helping you, get rid of them. You don't need them. You know, if they're good for you, keep them. If they're not, get rid of them. Boyfriend, same thing. Girlfriend, same thing. You know, some people are poison, man. Poison. And I don't care how strong you are. Poison is toxic, and it will take out the strongest being in the world eventually. So, you know, you have to surround yourself with good things to make your life as good as it can possibly be. Now, I'm saying this stuff. I mean, I started talking to you about my truck, you know, and here I am 10 minutes later on this rant, but it's just how I am. I mean, you'll find out. And it's, you know, my life's been pretty tough lately, and tough enough to where, you know, a couple people that love me say, you need help, you know, you need to talk to somebody. But you know, you're tough. You're the man in the house. You know, especially me. I'm surrounded by girls all day, every night, and it's like sometimes it's not that it's too much. I love it. I've always been that way. You know, for some reason, I got along a lot better with girls than I did with a lot of guys. But the guys that are in my life know, you know, that they're special to me. And you know, it's just tough, man, sometimes. So, you know, we lost, I'm gonna say, my stepdad. He'd be mad because he didn't use that word step, and I don't want you to get confused thinking stepdad, oh, he's, you know, it's nothing. It is. He was my He was my dad. He raised me from the time I was 5. He's the one that, you know, showed us all how to work hard, be successful, put in the time, and you'll be rewarded. And we miss him. We miss him every day. And it's life. Like I said, it throws new stuff at you all the time. And the reason it's been tough is because he's been a person that I could call, or he would call me every single day, a lot of times on my way or way home from work. And I haven't gotten those calls. And I can't make those calls. And man, I miss him. But also, life doesn't stop, unfortunately. Unfortunately, people go away, and tomorrow comes, and the next day comes, and the next day comes, and your life still exists, and you still got to put in the work, even when, I've been putting in the work. I've been putting in that work for almost 30 years. And I don't want to anymore. And you start, I'm going to give up. Screw it. I'll give up. And what's that going to do? What's that going to do? You give up, you lose everything. You lose that beautiful wife. You lose that beautiful family. You lose your beautiful home. Because you gave up. And that's easy to do. It's easy. It's easy to give up. It's hard to move on. It's hard to move forward. But you have to move forward because you're the one that got yourself there. You didn't work that damn hard to let it all go now. You didn't show everybody and inspire people along the way. Man, I want to be more like that guy. To give up, you can't. So, like I said, my mother, my wife, hey, you need to talk to somebody. You need to. So here I am. I'm talking. I sit in this car every single day, driving back and forth to work. And I guys at work, people in my family, like, dude, you're funny, you're talented. You need to start letting other people see this stuff. So I decided to start this channel because I guess maybe this is going to be my way of talking to somebody. And I do apologize about the video. Not that you want to stare at my ass all day anyway. But just listen, man. Listen to what I'm saying, because that's what I mean. You got to have the right people. When life gets hard and they see you struggling, you know how hard that is for your wife to come and tell you you need help, or you need to talk to somebody because they care about you so much and they see it. They see you struggling and they know you can't be there for them, and they need you to be every single day. But they know you can't be there if you're not there for yourself. I tell my kids every day, don't listen to the kids at school. Don't let them tell you anything. Because you can do whatever the hell you want. But you got to wake up every morning. You got to look yourself in the mirror. And you got to tell yourself, I can do it. I'm pretty. I'm beautiful. And 90% of the time when people are making fun of you, people are talking crap about you, it's because they're jealous. They're jealous. They don't want to put in the work. Look at how much stuff you have. Look at how your shoes, look at your clothes, look at your makeup. because you actually give a crap. You give a crap to wake up in the morning, put your face on. You give a crap to, because your parents work hard. They can buy you stuff. And these little weasels at school, they think they can just tell you that stuff. And because of social media and all that, like, kids are ruthless. They are ruthless. These poor teenagers are struggling, which is why as parents you have to always be in front. Always try to tell them that it's going to be okay. Because if you don't put in that time, the 5 minutes to ask how your day was, I'm here for you. Let them know you're here for them. Even if like I said, I don't go out every night. I don't go to the bars, but I do a lot of stuff. But guess where I'm at? Dang, I'm at home. I'm at home, man. All you got to do is open the door. I'm right there. I'm in the garage, working on something, out in the yard, taking care of my lawn, building something. I do a lot of home renovation stuff. And, once again, I am so fortunate and thankful that I learned how to do so much stuff. And not only did I learn how to do it, I paid attention. I soaked in the knowledge to be able to use it later in life to be successful. So it's like those days I just told you, I drive all that time every single day to work. And, in the beginning I'd come home and then I'd go do side jobs and, work till midnight, come back, go drive to work, come home, do side jobs. But, you don't get there. You don't get the stuff. You don't get the joys of life, the success, without putting in the work. Sometimes you got to work harder, but eventually it'll pay you back. I haven't done a side job now. I bet you it's going on 3 years. Now, would I like to? Yes. But do I have to? No. Before, yes, I had to. Because we needed the money. We needed the extra stuff. I wanted some nice things. So guess what? I had to go make extra money because all my other money was going towards bills. So in order to get stuff, I had to get more money. Life is very expensive. Another thing I tell my daughters, you better learn how to do stuff, or hope you marry somebody that does, because if you don't know how to do nothing, life is very expensive. Very expensive. Something as simple as a brake job on your car could cost you $1,200. You do it yourself, you can do it, depending on what you buy, $250. Yeah, you got some labor in there, but whatever. That's your time. You're investing that time to save you that dollar. That's a valuable way to spend the time. That's why every day I sit in this car and, listen to the radio. Some days I don't. I get home like, dang, I forgot to turn it on, because I just sit here and think about stuff. So instead of wasting time now sitting in this car driving to work every day, I'm sharing it. I'm sharing my time. Sharing my time with you and whoever wants to listen. And, I'm a rambling man. I'm sure by now you could hear that, but you got to kind of piece it together. Pick out what you want to pick out. And I hope something. I just hope something I say or do will help you, because honestly, I hope it's going to help me too. So, like I was saying, the first thing you're going to see, the main thing you're going to see is this project I'm doing on my truck. I spent all those years wanting a truck. Finally, because of those couple job moves, I got one job that they said was going to be closer to home. So I finally bought a truck. I want to say now it's been 3 years ago. I started that job. I worked there for about 6 months, and then they moved me to a bigger facility to run that one, which entailed me back to the 70-mile drive a day. And unfortunately, that truck had 40,000 miles on it. After that 1 year of driving out there, I had 80,000 on it, which every time I saw that thing ticking away, my stomach was just like, this is exactly what I didn't want. So anyway, because of the last recent couple years job move, I've been able to park that truck, and a little bit of talks with the wife and everything when we met, and I had to buy our first house. I had a 98 Chevy S10, and it was really cool. I'll find some pictures of it, post it on there one day. But I lowered it, had rims, car shows, the whole deal. Won a couple awards every now and then. I took a lot of pride in it. But when we decided to buy our first house, I had to sell that truck to make a family move. And I think it's been about 17 years later. My oldest daughter graduated last year, and I told my wife, I said, now that I don't have to drive my truck every day to work, I'd like to get back in the game. So this winter, ordered a lowering kit. In my long-term goals is I wanted to make what you see a lot on YouTube or internet, is a Hell Ram. So basically what a Hell Ram obviously is a Hellcat inspired Ram truck. I mean, I know now they came out with the TRX, but that's not my cup of tea. That's obviously $100,000 that I ain't got. And but it's off-road, I've never been a lifted truck, off-road truck kind of guy. I like my cars sport trucks, fast, clean. I spend a lot of time keeping my cars clean because of pride. And why would I want to go drive through a cornfield and get it all muddy? That is, like I said, not my cup of tea. Not knocking the guys that like it, but I don't. So I'm doing a Hellcat inspired Hell Ram on a basic budget that I have. But also don't get the wrong idea when you start seeing the parts, because I don't have all that extra money. I'm not trying to spend $30,000 on a motor or anything like that. I'm rebuilding the motor I got, because as soon as I got the lowering kit on, I got the 22-inch Hellcat wheels, I got it all cleaned up, and it was like, man, this summer's gonna be cool. I just want to go to some car shows, kind of show my daughters a little bit about how that stuff works. And fired it up one day in the driveway and dropped a lifter. So as much as that sucks, I can't just let it sit there. I gotta fix it. So I ordered all the parts. They should all start coming in within, well, I already have some, but within the next week or two, everything should be there, and we're gonna start this bad boy. I'm excited as hell about it. I really need it. I need to have something right now to just channel my thoughts and energy into, And when it's done, man, it's gonna be something, you know. The main reason I got the money to do it is I recently just sold a golf cart. Another thing I wanted for such a long time, so had it, done that, customized it, sold it. Was gonna get something else, then this happened. So now we're gonna focus all our attention into the truck. And along the way, you know, you'll see some of these other projects that I do. I'll give you some tips and pointers on how to save money and do my best to hopefully inspire somebody and, you know, be a good influencer, not a bad influencer. Teach and show whoever wants to watch and listen, you know, maybe some life talk, things I've been through, how I got through them, and that's pretty much it. So hope everybody has a great day, and stay tuned. It's going to be Twisted Concepts and Design. Reason for that is I always say my ideas are twisted, but it's twisted ways to make things better on a budget. So that's the name I use for my little side hustle, construction stuff, and I'm just now pushing it for everything, you know. Twisted Concept. I go Twisted Concept and Design, but this is just another twisted concept. I mean, you can call it a Twisted Ram, Twisted Hell Ram, whatever you want. But that's about it, man, for right now. So it's AA Ron. We're out.